Hi everyone, I'm David Wojcik and this is MBOT TV. Stories we covered this week: the MNP Future Leaders show great promise for Mississauga's emerging entrepreneurs. A new study reveals the truth about Mississauga's contribution to Peel Region. Mississauga-based Signify is breaking export records with innovative technologies, and new federal funding for tourism businesses is on the horizon. Welcome to MBOT TV, a weekly recap of what happened in business at the Mississauga Board of Trade and around the city of Mississauga. Let's dive in. For the second year, MNP held its Future Leaders competition. Young entrepreneurs are invited to make presentations to a panel of judges, and the prize pool is substantial. MNP managing partner Jim Molyneux was excited to host the competition once again.
Everything we've heard is getting the youth involved, and so we were trying to come up with a way that would be a concrete way to help them. And the best way was that when they're coming out of schools, they have great ideas, great platforms, but they can never get them off the ground. So we decided that we would give a year's free consulting.
MNP is a leading accounting and management consulting firm in Canada with a large footprint right here in Mississauga. MP Omar Al-Gabra was at MBOT member Signify to highlight the benefits of using Federal Trade Commissioner offices around the globe to benefit export of Canadian products. MP Al-Gabra is the Parliamentary Secretary to Trade Diversification Minister Jim Carr.
From my department, Global Affairs, we've been able to support their initiatives to explore new markets. So we have partnered with Signify on two projects, one in the UK and one in France. And today we heard about how they were able to be successful in selling their product in both the UK and France due to those projects. So I wanted to highlight our government's focus on exporting markets and diversifying our markets, and talk about great examples from the city of Mississauga who have been able to benefit from those initiatives.
Signify CEO Shamira Jaffer is beaming with pride over the accomplishments of her company.
So this is actually a very interesting machine. We call it the BOPIS machine, or click and collect. The idea is a lot of people order online, but they're very impatient to wait for it to come to them. And then also there's a lot of challenges with receiving packages when you're not home. So these would be at a retail store. The customer would go to the retail store, take their cell phone, scan the barcode, a door would open, and they would pick up their parcel.
If you want to stay up to date on current issues affecting business leaders, then tune into Your Business on Sauga 960 AM, Fridays at 11 a.m. A one-hour business show where I interview industry experts on everything from motivating employees to boosting your bottom line. This Friday at 11 a.m., our guests include Tanya Kohler, Louis De Palma, and Sophie Zavastos as we explore the glass ceiling and other barriers to advancement in business. You can also listen online at www.sauga960am.ca. Still to come is our political update with Brad Butt, with news on the true numbers behind Mississauga funding of Peel Region and our upcoming events listing with Stephanie Giorgio. But first, are you looking for ways to save money on your employee benefits? The Chamber Plan can help.
The Chamber's plan now offers employee benefit programs with greater selection, higher coverage levels, and more value than ever before. Take another look and see why we're the choice of more small businesses than any other plan in Canada. The Chamber's plan. It's for your benefit.
The 2019 edition of MBOT's annual magazine and directory is in the works. This directory is an excellent way for you to gain recognition for your business. For more information, call 905-273-6151. Press 0 and speak to your membership services manager today. Now for our political update, here's our Vice President of Government and Stakeholder Relations, Brad Butt. Brad?
Well, thanks, David. A new report authored by Ernst & Young has confirmed Mississauga's earlier assumptions that it contributes about $84 million a year into the region of Peel to support the city of Brampton and the town of Caledon under the regional governance model. Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie stated, The newly released independent financial analysis conducted by E&Y confirms what Mississauga has known for 45 years. Our taxpayers have not been getting a fair deal and have been carrying the financial burden at the region appeal for far too long. Well, south of the border, in a new executive order, U.S. President Donald Trump removed the punitive tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum imports on May the 17th, followed by Canada's announcement by Finance Minister Bill Morneau that our government would repeal its countermeasures on certain products imported into Canada. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stated, "This decision reflects what is known to be true by friends on both sides of the border. Canada has been America's most steadfast ally for more than 100 years, and our long-standing partnership and closely linked economies make us more competitive around the world and improve our combined security." Federal Innovation Minister and Mississauga Malton MP Navdeep Bains launched Canada's new digital charter last week and also announced an initial set of actions that will serve to implement the charter's principles, highlighted by proposals to modernize the Personal Information Protection and Electronic Documents Act, which governs the use of data and personal information by private entities. With Canada's digital charter, the government is laying the foundation for modernizing the rules that govern the digital sphere in Canada and rebuilding Canadians' trusts in these institutions. The charter outlines what Canadians can expect from the government in relation to the digital landscape, addressing important issues like universal access and hate online. The 10 principles set out in the charter will provide the framework for continued Canadian leadership in the digital and data-driven economy. While the Government of Canada has released a new national tourism strategy entitled Creating Middle-Class Jobs, a federal tourism growth strategy to empower communities of all sizes to help grow tourism in Canada and create good jobs for the middle class. The federal tourism growth strategy's targets are to increase tourism revenues by 25% by 2025 and to ensure that growth in the visitor economy will outpace the growth of the national economy while creating 54,000 new jobs. Funding for projects is provided through the Canadian Experiences Fund, which was created to support Canadian businesses and organizations seeking to create, improve, or enhance tourism products, facilities, and experiences. Given Mississauga's new focus on tourism opportunities, we'll fund to access funds to support local projects. The report has been submitted to the 2-member Regional Governance Review Panel, which wrapped up its work on May 21st. A report from the panel with recommendations to the provincial government is expected by the end of June. While the Ontario government has launched an expert panel and online consultation on intellectual property to help protect made in Ontario ideas and create jobs and economic growth. The government is working to strengthen the way the province generates and commercializes intellectual property. This includes maximizing commercialization opportunities in the post-secondary education sector, such as for incubators, accelerators, and regional innovation centers. Back to you, David.
Thanks, Brad. With a listing of our upcoming events, here's our events manager, Stephanie Giorgio. Stephanie.
Thank you, David. And here's what's coming up at your Mississauga Board of Trade. On May 31st, we welcome Honourable Todd Smith, Ontario Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation, and Trade at the Renaissance by the Creek. The Minister will be sharing the government's Open for Business plan, efforts to reduce red tape and regulatory burden, and on keeping Ontario competitive. On June 5th, Membership Matters is at MBOT, a session for new members to discover all the great benefits that your Mississauga Board of Trade has to offer. Seasoned members are always welcome to stop by for a refresher. On June 7th, join us at the 4 Points by Sheridan for our Professional Development Series. On our 3rd series of the year, we discuss how culture in the workplace makes a winning difference. Here are 3 keynote speakers present on corporate culture, winning culture, and how culture can help you distinguish your company. And on June 24th, we tee off at Lionhead Golf and Country Club for our annual Golf Classic, Nine, Dine, and Network. Whether you're a golfer or not, this event has something for you. Can't make golf? No problem. Join us for dinner, big prizes, and our legendary silent auction. Grand prize of a big screen TV and a live auction for 2 airline tickets. Back to you, David.
Thanks, Stephanie. If you have any questions about how to make a nomination for our Awards of Excellence, register for an event, increase awareness for your business, or have your company featured on MBOT TV, contact your membership services manager by calling 905-273-6151, press 0 and get connected. Details about these stories and events are available at www.mbot.com. Until next week, this is David Wojcik, wishing you continued success in your business.